Hey there everyone, this is Yui. Welcome to Auto Chess. So this is a mobile game that I've been obsessed with lately in my free time, so I figured I would record a bit of it. Now I am playing on an emulator, so you should see my mouse. However, I am also playing on a hotspot on my phone, so I will lag horribly. Yay. Now, if you're not familiar with this type of game, it is kind of a round-based strategy game where you deploy units, you upgrade units, and you fight against a random opponent, sometimes human, sometimes not, usually human, but sometimes there are monster levels which get you items and stuff. But it's a lot of... I've been having a lot of fun with it, so I figured I would record stuff, give you some tips and tricks for starting out, because I'm still very new at it. But I've learned quite a bit, I think. Now, I am just a lowly Pawn-1 level 4, which is the minimum requirement to do ranked games. So if we go to Classic, Ranked, we'll just start up a match. They're usually really quick. There you go, 5 seconds, found a match. Now, there's a bunch of stuff that I notice people do or don't do, so I'm just going to try to point some of these out as we go along. Now when you start off, you're going to have quite a few units to pick from. Honestly, the first round doesn't matter super much. I'm going to go with Tusk Champion.
For the tundra!
He's pretty reliable from the start. So if you're looking at your interface, up here at the top, that's your money. That's how much money you get. You get 5. If you hold it, it'll tell you how much you get per round. Interest. If you win, you get 1 against the player. If you're on a win streak or lose streak, it'll show up here. So overall, you can get about
the universe is made up of protons, neutrons,
13, 14 gold per round. For the start, I'm going to pick the shield. I enjoy playing very defensively.
There's an arrow.
Like I said, it doesn't matter. This is not my usual team setup. But make sure you use items. Click your bag, drag the item onto a person. They'll give you a little thumbs up if they like the item. If they don't care about it, they won't give you anything. If the item can merge, we'll see that later. There'll be a little red exclamation point. But let's go back to the interface. So your money's up there.
Did you drift away again?
In the middle here is going to be your teams. When you get 3 of the same unit there, it ranks up. Oh, let's go with you.
This war song needs more hell screams.
So when you get 3, it'll automatically rank up to 2-star. When you get the third 2-star, it'll rank up to a 3-star, which is the highest, and they are significantly stronger. So it almost doubles their stats, I believe, or it just increases it by like 50% or so. It's very worth having. I forgot to give them the item. The item will not take effect until the next round. But then at the bottom left here...
You ought to read more.
Sure. Is your experience. I have 0 out of 2.
Cool. But it's mine now.
And then... well, I can't do anything with it. You can have that. This one will convert 5 of your money into 4 experience, so it'll level you up. So the trick here is you need to balance which units you pick and saving money to earn interest, but you don't want to also lose, so there's a lot to do, and I would focus on just one thing at a time until you start learning them. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Oh, there it goes.
We're the best.
The druid thing, I don't know the unit names. I know them by picture and what they do. This guy does a taunt that increases his armor. She does nothing, just faster attack and damage. He does a little uppercut that stuns.
For the tundra!
This guy does the
Blade
whirlwind.
Fury!
This guy does like a little...
required.
he shoots like pebbles at the guy. I don't know what they want to call it. Shrapnel. But So here's some stuff. At the beginning, focus on trying to get a very basic, what do you call it, synergy going right from the start. Will help you out. There's all sorts of them. So I have an archer here. The one on the right is the synergy. The one on the left is the race. So it's a racial synergy versus a class synergy. And I would suggest focusing on the class instead of the race, at first at least, because it's easier.
1 point. War never changes.
Okay, let's see. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. But what you can end up doing is once you get farther and farther, you can start re-rolling to redo the units that pop up here. So what I would recommend is first focus on getting similar units. So as one strategy for now, focus on just getting the same units so you can tier upgrade them. Because a tier 2 unit is better than a tier 1 unit. And those assassins are really annoying. But he's going to go down. Yep, bye-bye.
You ought to read more.
So every round it pits you against a random person. This one,
I am the
like
god
that.
of war.
We're too new still. I'm gonna upgrade my thing so I have an extra slot. It'll give me an early advantage. It'll cost too much money, but you can sell units off, usually almost for what you paid for them, unless they're upgraded. Now, the ones that you buy for 1 gold, you sell off the 2-star for the same price. Well, I can't sell them off because they're in battle now. But they're worth 3 points each. If you upgrade something that's higher, you'll get less money back. Like if this person were to sell that unit costs 2 per, which means he'd only get 4 back, I believe.
Made up of protons, neutrons, electrons, and morons.
Let's see, what do we get? Hey, look at that.
Killing can save a life.
Grab you,
Trust
take
me.
you out. And then people like going into this corner here. So I like stacking my units over there too sometimes. Sometimes in the middle, sometimes in the back, whatever, it doesn't matter. But now that I have 10 gold, every 10 gold you have, you'll gain 1 extra interest up to 5. So if you can maintain your gold at between 50 and 60, you'll gain an extra 5 gold per round that most of these other people, since we're in the pawn range, they might not be doing. But we'll have to find out because this is still early. This is round 8. We go up to usually 30 to 40 range.
I am the god of
Need reinforcement? There's an arrow with your name.
So if my
on
unit
it.
selection is a little weird, then what I like doing is I like focusing on divinity, which means I try not to get any race bonus at all. That'll let me have a quicker cooldown on skills. So I focus on units that don't synergize well, and it'll help me out later. The downside to that is setting it up. If you don't get it set up right, you just get trounced. Get slaughtered early on, and you just stay down and never get back up.
You ought to read more.
Like, I usually don't use this archer. I usually don't use Tusk, but I got them, and they're both 2 stars, so might as well keep them.
Ladies and
So now,
gentlemen, my personal show.
When you get in the habit of balancing your money and figuring out at least a couple good formations, I'll call them, that you have happy synergy with, like say go for all assassins or all rangers or all warriors or mages, stuff like that. When you get in that habit, what you can do is... Oh, see, this is a PvE round. So you fight a monster to get an item. The golem, this golem here, the lighter color one, will drop an item in this round. And then you'll have a choice between 3 items at the end. This one's random.
The universe is made up of protons, neutrons, electrons,
Sure.
and morons.
I'm gonna... Oh, I didn't realize I got that.
War never
I am never going to recommend this, but this pole thing, this wooden club, increases your attack speed. My archer here has the mask, which leeches life. If you combine the two, you will silence your hero. So don't put that on anyone that casts spells. This person's a passive, so it'll be okay. But be careful not to put it on someone else, or they can just... They'll only auto attack. Like if you put it on your God of War, he won't do his little shield bash thing. If you put it on your lightning guy, he won't do his little... whatever ring thing that is. Swordsman won't whirlwind.
Did you drift away
Stuff like that.
again?
Now, what I need to work on personally is when you're picking units, the pool of units that you get is going to be a subset of the entire pool. So every round you'll see some. Or we can start re-rolling soon because we're at 43 gold. And I don't want to do it too early. But everyone has access to the same unit. So there's only so many copies of, say, the Swordsman available. Or of the Thunder Spirit available. And if you click over here, you can see everyone's lineup. It doesn't tell you the names, but as you familiarize yourself with the picture, you'll start to learn. Like, I can see this guy has a Thunder Spirit. And you can see what they have on the bench as well. So if a lot of people are going for the same unit, like, I don't know. Let's see, this is the Swordsman. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus, probably, there's another one there. So as they keep going for the same unit, there's going to be less of them available for you to buy. So you may have to readjust your strategy.
Oh, I feel dizzy.
That one. In the long run, or you can buy units to mess people up. So if I know, say, this guy's going for... I don't even know what that is. But if I knew what that was, I could buy some of them up and just keep them on my sideline. And there'll be less for him to buy. So he'd have a harder time upgrading his unit. Or like, that's a stupid assassin guy. There's a bunch of them. So if I started buying them up, there'll be less of them available. I have a bad habit of not checking that. I just focus on my stuff and
Live by the sword,
let it go.
Kill by the sword.
So now we've got more than 50 gold. So anything more than 50 is a waste. So if we look here, interest is only 5, even though we should get 6 based off of the 10% rule. But we're not going to because it caps out at 5. So make sure to spend that extra money. In this case, since it's still early on and my bench is pretty full, I'm going to spend 2 of them in experience. What this will let me do is, next round, I'll be able to put another unit on the board. Which will free up a slot. But I'm still going to get the same amount of money at 50 as opposed to 60. So all these people who are not at 50 yet, they're losing technically gold. Per round.
You ought to read more.
So if you start pressuring people to spend money, it's a good way to ruin them long term. And that's the problem with the divinity formation.
Ladies and gentlemen,
If people
my personal show.
just put pressure on you early on, it'll
would like being a suit of armor.
bite you in the butt later. Let's talk about some of my favorite units. Why not? God of War. He's one of my top favorites. He's just a meat shield. That's what I see him as. He's there to just hold the enemies in place, prevent my other guys from getting slaughtered. This guy here, the Grand Herald, is another one of my favorites because he's the second divinity unit. The third one being the God of Thunder, which is a 5 gold one, so he's a legendary rank.
You ought to read more.
Give me that. Sure. Give... Oh. Whatever.
Blade Fury.
So I enjoy the Swordsman. He's a
I
great
feel dizzy.
melee fighter, and he makes a good tank if you give him items like this stuff. I'm probably going to do away with the Tusk Champion soon, just so I can have his items back, because you can't take these items off. Once you put them on, they're there. The only way to take them back is to sell the unit, which can be painful. Super painful. And this is, like I said, I'm only in the pawn range right now, so these people aren't going to be that great. They're going to be okay, some of them. Everyone's got to start somewhere.
The universe is made up of protons, neutrons, electrons, and morons.
I like what he says. You see, reading these, going across, it's a little hard at first to know. The one on the right is attacking the one on the left.
Fight first.
And whoever
nap
has the
later.
number next to them is the person that won the battle. Oh, 75, I haven't been paying attention. Let's just... There we go. Just spend that money. Sure. You can't be silenced any more than being silenced, so go for it. But just be super careful with that item. I can't stress that enough. It's not worth combining the two in most cases. Like, there's only a couple I can think of. So right here, my units attacked Sunshiro, and 8 of them survived, doing damage to his player. When you lose, your health goes down. When it hits 0, you're defeated. These little fires here, like the one on me is a win streak. The one on this person here is a losing streak. Both of them will get you up to 3 gold. So winning or constantly losing will get you more money. The other thing you do with your money is shuffle. Buy other units.
Fight first, nap later.
I'm gonna grab Siren.
Time to feed
So,
them.
Divinity works really great with Thunder Spirit, and it works really great with Siren. Those are kind of two very key players.
Read more.
I have this guy because I like the Desperate Doctor guy too. Basically, I focus on either nuking or crowd control. And it usually works out pretty well, assuming you get the units. If you don't get the units, then you're in trouble. I don't have anything I want to get rid of. Alright, let's get rid of Tusk. Give his items over to the God of War. Let's get Siren into play and upgrade Swordsman. Well, not
Spin
upgrade,
the
but...
slice and sweat.
Oh yeah, tier 3,
There's
go
an
for it.
arrow with your name on it.
Too slow. If you don't max out your board, it auto-deployed this guy for me. Which is fine. He's a good choice.
The universe
I don't-
is made up of
I don't really know
protons,
how it
neutrons,
decides.
electrons, and morons.
But it's usually never messed me up by auto-deploying, so I just leave it as is. You can turn it off, I believe, in options. But I want to get the source in here. The source goes well with this build because it regenerates mana. So she likes saying how she's a mana user, not a mana battery or something like that, but she regenerates everyone's mana, which means that the Thunder Spirit and the Siren can use their skills more. Let's burn through our money real quick.
Blade Fury! Blade Fury!
Ooh, killing can save a life.
You
Trust me.
can keep buying when the battle's going on, so if you're not worried about the results, I recommend doing just that.
Killing can save a life.
And when you have units that are ready to upgrade, they won't upgrade until the round is over. Give me that.
War never changes.
And you can go with... yeah, sure. Go with the Ranger. I like keeping one of my melee guys in the back. Because there's assassins. They exist. What they do is they jump to your back line and attack it. So if you have a melee guy in the back, he may go to the front before the assassins jump back, or he may not. It just helps sometimes. This person doesn't have any, but they're going to get shredded by the lightning. Yeah, see, they don't stand much of a chance. This formation, though, its major downside is early game. So I'd consider this pretty well set up now. I've got, what, 7 units? 8. I have 8 units.
Live
Most
by
of
the
which are
sword,
tier 2, a
kill
couple
by
tier
the
3.
sword.
So at this point, it's going to be pretty hard for someone to come turn this around.
Blade Fury! Ooh, I feel dizzy.
Oh, and once you get a tier 3, the unit will stop popping up for you. So I shouldn't find any more swordsmen in my pool. And so I'm talking about the lag. I lag so bad playing this.
Did you drift away again?
Need
Quick, go,
reinforcements?
give me before it goes away.
Time for a miracle.
Oh, there. Oh no, that's an evil knight. Never mind. Alright. So I recommend trying to figure out which units you like, focus on them, and then just try to buy them. And if too many people are going for it, you're going to have to switch up your strategy sometimes.
Ladies and
I am the storm!
Because that's what usually gets me, is too many people want the God of War, or the, say, the Swordsman. I don't always go for the Swordsman, though.
You dare to look me in the eye.
There we go.
Want to see my new trick?
Just keep doing it over and over. Upgrade your guys. At this point, I don't think it matters who they put me against, because no one's upgrading, really. Yeah, that's their lineup. They've got the bestest 3 2-stars. They're not even... We're not even playing the same game, it looks. Combine, sure. So, the other thing is always make sure you use your items. I've seen in duos at least, because you can't see here. I can't tell whether... At least I don't think I can. Oh yeah, see? So I'm clicking on this guy's board. He's got 8 unused items. They're just sitting in his bag. Look at that. What about this guy? Yep. Unused items. Him? Not as many. Down here, unused. And the items make a huge difference. Make sure you use your items. Make sure you try to upgrade your units. Save your money, but see, now they've oversaved. They're at 90, so they're wasting money at this point. After this round, they're going to get more than 10 gold, and you can only have a cap of 100.
The universe is made up
So
of
this guy's
protons,
losing out on
neutrons,
8 gold,
electrons,
because
and
he's only going to get 2.
morons.
This guy's losing 2, this guy's losing 1. Or more if they win. When they die, they have a chance to leave items. You're not guaranteed to get them, though. And it doesn't matter to them, those people, because they're not even using them.
Cool. but it's mine.
So we'll just
I'm
keep
a magic
going.
user, not a magic.
Time for a miracle.
I don't have my desperate doctor, but we'll put him out. Actually, I haven't even been looking for him.
My hair looks tired. Time to feed.
So every 5 rounds or so, I don't remember.
The universe is made up of protons, neutrons, electrons, and morons.
Dare
But every
to
so
look
often,
me in
you're
the
gonna have those
eye.
PvE fights. Here's the desperate doctor.
Dare to look.
Toothache? Remove it.
Let's
Itchy hand?
go with...
Same thing.
Actually, it doesn't matter. Let's just take him out. The desperate doctor, he shoots a little vial that bounces between the enemies, and it'll stun them briefly. But these guys aren't really fighting back. So I've been playing this type of game for a couple weeks now. They're all very similar.
You ought to read more.
So just focus on learning one aspect at a time, trying to save your money, make sure you use your items, trying to upgrade units, then worry about formation. Having any number of upgraded units is probably better than having any synergy. And then when you get really good, which I am definitely not,
Want to see my new trick?
you can start
Wanna
adjusting
see
your
my new
strategy
trick?
based off of the units that the enemy has. I am nowhere near that. Oh, there's the God of Thunder.
Want to see my new?
I am the god of thunder, for the
There
glory
we
of
go.
the gods.
We'll swap him in. That'll get me the mage bonus. Which is why I like those 3 guys. So now they all have reduced magic defense. The cooldown's even faster. I don't know what it is. Oh, there we go. 55, so 70% cooldown. Which is a lot. So this guy's going to just... Well, if the enemy survive longer, he would just
Did you
keep
drift away?
churning out those thunder waves over and over. But yeah, still a little... These people are way too new. Oh, the strange
Want to see
egg.
my
Here you
new
go.
trick? I am the Eggman.
This can be used to substitute for anything. So I have 2 of my 2 stars here for the source and 2 1-star. It's expensive, but I can use it to upgrade this, and now I'll have a tier 3.
Want to see my new trick?
So the egg is more expensive. But you can use it for any unit, including legendaries. So if I had another God of Thunder, I can replace it. This is just a slaughter fest at this point. These people aren't even playing the same game.
You ought to read more.
They're not trying hard enough. By the end, they realize, oh, he's got way more units than me. Let me upgrade my team thing, but they're too slow.
Hoodoo voodoo? Ha! I do!
Here we go. Let's give that guy. Oh, more items. Sure. Here you go. You can go on that. So that's the other thing to learn is the items. There are a bunch of items. There's only so many basic ones. Then there are combination items. So trying to figure out what items are good, what items you need to get to them. That's also something I still really need to work on.
My hair looks.
Hoodoo
Oh, now you're
voodoo?
going out there.
Ha! I do! Ha ha ha!
I have a bad habit of not paying attention to the enemy's health, so I totally forget when it's close to the end of the match. And I'll just go ahead and keep going like normal. It's probably makes me look like a total jerk,
Itchy hand?
but
Same thing.
that's fine. There you go. These orange ones, those 5 gold ones, they're the they're kind of like the legendary units. They only pop up really rarely. There's a rarity down here. How often they pop up? They're 3% at level 9.
You ought to read more.
Sure, skill damage. like I said, I like playing defensively, but I will also give my... Oh, that's it. He didn't make it to the Thunder Hides. And there we go. This will jump us up. I don't know how much. Three. And there we go. So here's the final screen. So this will tell you how many rounds you survived, what your win-loss ratio was, your total gold acquired. So it looks like I'm cheating here because I had 322 gold compared to, say, this guy's 239. And especially compared to this guy's 152. But that's all due to win streaks, winning, and interest. It adds up. They should be able to get over 300 gold every game pretty much. And value. So compare it. This is the price of all your units added together that it costs to buy them. So in this case, it's not counting that my source was made with one of those eggs, which would increase the value by another 2 or 3. It doesn't count that, but it just adds them all together. So if you compare them, it's no wonder they lost when I'm about 4 times higher than the second place person. Anyways, then that's the basics of auto chess. So I don't know if I'll record many of these. I'm not sure because I have slow internet and I can't upload a lot. But that's it then for this video. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time if I do another one. Bye bye.